Good day, guys. We're going to continue on the solution of 2023 WASSCE mathematics question. Do well to subscribe, like, and share the video with other students. Thank you as you do that. Alright, so we are going to be solving this logarithm problem. So we can see that this is log to the same base being added together. So both having log to base 3. So when we have this kind of problem, we that are being summed together with the same base, so we are meant to multiply the value in front of those log. So we have x in the first one and x minus 8 rather on the second one. So now we are going to be multiplying these two together under the same base. So that is the rule of logarithm. It's acceptable. So we have log to base 3. So we're going to open a bracket. Okay, let's make this like this, so we won't have because we're still going to use the this bracket to demarcate these two. So we have x open bracket, a smaller bracket, x minus 8 close bracket, then we have this corner bracket again. So we can see that this x just multiply x minus 8, so all still equals to 2. So then there's another rule in logarithm, that you can raise this base here, you can bring it to the other side of the equation, and it becomes the base of this power, and this 2 here becomes a power. So it goes like this. So let's have a dotted line downward. So we have something like this 3 goes, so the moment this 3 leaves this log, so log will disintegrate. So we only have x open bracket x minus 8 equals to 3 raised to power 2. So then we have x open bracket x minus 8 equals to 9. Then we will open this bracket, then we have x squared minus 8x minus, we bring this 9 to the other side, minus 9 equals to 0. This is a quadratic equation. So solving it, we're going to use factorization method. So we're going to consider what we will multiply together to give minus 9. Always make sure you look for the one that you will multiply together first. So together to give minus 9, and the one we will have, and by the time we had the same factor together, we will get minus 8. So what two number are we going to multiply together to give minus 9? And by the time we add them up or subtract them, we're going to get minus 8. And I believe that will be or should be 9 and 1. So always start from the multiplication side. Remember, we also have to consider this coefficient here, which is 1. The coefficient here is 1. So 1 times 9, we still give 9. Minus 9, we give minus 9. So, but what are we going to multiply together to give minus 9 is 9 and 1. And by the time although we have other factors, but we are choosing 9 and 1 because by the time we add these two together, the difference should give 8. If we use 3 and 3, 3 minus 3 0, 3 plus 3 6, so we will not have 8, anything relating to it. Now that we have the two factors, we are now going to put the sign in such a way that it will help these two, is going to correlate with these two signs that are here, minus minus. So to have minus at the multiplication side means that it's not going to be minus minus or plus plus, because minus times minus will always give plus, plus times plus is also plus, but you have minus here, so you know that your value should be, your sign should be minus and plus, or plus minus. So then you're going to consider this with it. Minus 8 is here. So if minus 8 is here, then we know that 9 minus 1 will give 8, but minus 9 plus 1 should give minus 8. So we are going to have a minus here and a plus here. So by the time we check it again, multiply them together, you're going to get minus 9. Add them together, you're going to get minus 8. That is how to use factorization method. So let me divide this side. So now we put it into the expression. So x square remains, Then this middle term, that's what we get rid of, middle term, and we'll replace it with our new minus 9x plus x. We can reverse it. X can come first, 1 can come first, then 9 comes. It's still the same thing. So minus 9 equals to 0. So now we can factorize x minus 9. Then we have a plus. This plus here will bring out no, not x, bring out 1. 1 is common, x is not common, so but 1 is always common. X minus 9 again equals to 0. Then we have minus 9, we factorize minus 9, then what is left? X plus 1. X plus 1 equals to 0. Now we're going to solve it. So let's close this other bracket. Let's assume it's not there. X plus 1 is not there. So we are going to have x minus 9 equals to 0. X minus 9 equals to 0. That will be x equals to 9. And the other way around, let's assume minus x minus 9 is not there. So we only have x plus 1 equals to 0. So x is going to be equals to, this comes to the other side, minus 1. And based on the question, we're only giving 9 as the option, just one single of this root of the solution. So, and the answer is D. So in this question, we are going to have a variable that will represent each of the two subjects mentioned in this problem, and looking at it, there's a relationship between the two of them. So that means our problem is more easier because we're going to use the same variable to represent the two. That's x. So let Adu be x. But because the question says that Manu is 4 times as old as his son, so his son is Adu. So that means if Adu is x, Manu will be 4x, 4 times as much as the age of Adu. So now it went further to say 7 years ago, the sum of their age. That means that 7 years ago, the sum of their age is 76. And 7 years ago, it means Manu will be, let me write M to represent Manu, is going to be 4x minus 7 by that time, because we are taking 7 years away from his age. And Adu, as at that time, will be x minus 7 as well. So, but the sum of their age 7 years ago at this time, when you add their age together, is going to be 76. So we are going to add their ages together. That will be 4x minus 7 plus the other age. We need to put this into brackets. It's very important. We can put the 2 into bracket as well. So is equals to 76. Now let's open the bracket. We have 4x minus 7 plus x minus 7 equals to 76. Then we collect like terms and we add them together. 4x plus x is 5x, is minus 7 minus 7, that will be minus 14 equals to 76. Collect like terms again by taking minus 4 to the other side. We have 76 plus 14, that's 90. That will be 90 by this time. This one goes to the other side, plus 14, and this goes out. This has left to be plus 14 at this end. So therefore, when we divide both sides, x is going to be 90 divided by 5. X is going to be 18 years. So 7 years ago, Adu was 18 years old. The answer is C. Alright, so we asked to simplify this expression. We will be factorizing it. So this is the general form. A square minus b square is always equals to a plus b. A minus b, this is difference of 2 square. It's a standard, that you can as well prove by opening this bracket, you're going to realize that your answer will be a square minus b square. And if you look at this, they look alike. So now we can insert it into this equation, whereby we can let x represent a and let y plus z be b. So now let's put it into this. So we have a bracket first, then x, which is this particular x, then plus b is y plus z. Put it into bracket y plus z. Then we have this bracket here. So we open another bracket for the difference part. Then we have x minus open bracket y plus z. We close the bracket. Then we have this. Now let's open this inner bracket so we can change it to the normal curve bracket. X plus y plus open this bracket is going to be plus y plus z. We close it. We open another one. X minus 2, open this bracket. It's going to change every sign. Y will be minus y and plus z will be minus z. Open bracket, and the final answer is B. We are asked to find the root of this equation. So to do that, let's use factorization method, but we must always consider this, that it's not every time that an equation, a quadratic equation, is factorizable. So but this expression, I'm certain that it is factorizable. So now 3 to multiply 65 to get the multiplier, that is to get the what you're going to multiply together. You're not going to just consider 65, this coefficient of this first expression. First term is also important. So 3 times 65 will be what you have to consider. That will be 3 times negative 65 to get your multiplier. We are going to get minus 195. Then what are we going to add together? Will be minus 2, just this term at the center, the coefficient of that term. So which is still minus 2. So what are we going to multiply together to give 195 and add together to give 2? Now from this addition or subtraction, you should know that these two numbers must be very close to each other. Of course, there are many factors that will give 195, but this particular one kind of look close because of this minus 2. So those numbers should be very close. Their difference is 2 according to this expression that we can see. And that number, if you check it very well, you're going to come across several factors, and at the end of it, you're going to result to 15 and 13. Those are the two numbers. Now we need to balance the signs. We have minus minus here, so we should know that when dealing with sign, the sign is not going to be minus minus, of course. It's going to be plus minus or minus plus, because plus minus minus plus we give minus. And if you are to consider plus plus, that's plus, minus minus, that's still plus. So, and this is not plus. So we should look at it. Then this is this going to be minus or plus, or this is going to be plus or minus? So now we can check it from this other one, which is what we are adding together. You realize that we have minus 2. So that means the bigger one will be minus and the smaller one will be plus. By the time we add this together, we're going to have minus 2. Multiply it together, minus 15 times plus 13 is going to give you minus 95. Now we are good. So we can now bring it into the equation. That's 3m squared. We're not touching the first term, but the second term, which is minus 2m, is what we are going to remove. That's minus 15m plus 13m minus 65 equals to 0. Now we can reverse this. Plus 15m can come first and minus 15m can come second. It's still the same thing. So now let's factorize 3 this expression to 2.
So this first 2 is 3m is common, 3 is common here, 3 is common, m is common here, m is common here. So 3m is out. So it will remain m here, then minus 5. So plus 13 is common. Now we're left with m here, then 65 divided by 13, that will give you minus 5 or equals to 0. Then we factorize the common bracket, that's m minus 5, then 3m plus 13 is equals to 0. Now let's consider okay, let's take away this second bracket. So we are going to have m minus 5 equals to 0, m minus 5 equals to 0. That means our m will be 5, positive 5. Now the other one, 3m, let's take away m minus 5, this first bracket. So we are going to have 3m plus 13 equals to 0. Then we're going to have 3m equals to minus 13. Then m will be 13 over 3. That will be the answer. So, okay, minus 13 over 3, and the final answer will be C. This question says that m varies jointly as the square of n. So let's consider that jointly. So it means that two parameters are being put together. So now let's write that variation. So it says m varies jointly to what? As the square of n, that's n square. And when we see and in variation, it means multiplication. So let me use this dot. Dot can also be used as multiplication, as times instead of times. So now times, then the other parameter is square root of q. Square root of q. So that is it. Now let's convert it to an equation. So we are going to have m equals to, so from variation, having equals to. Now anytime a variation is being turned to an equals to, you introduce a constant to it, which is always represented as k. That's k n squared times root q. So this is the formula. Now we don't have it as a usable formula yet until we get the value of k, which will be the next step. So it says m is 24. If m is 24 and n is 2 and q is 4, so that means we are giving m, we are giving n, and we are giving q. So now we can always get k if we are given other parameters. Then we have 24 equals to k times n square. N square is 2 raised to power 2 times our q is 4. Alright, so we have 24 equals to k. Then we have 2 raised to power 2 to be 4. Then square root of 4 is 2 here. So we have 24 equals to k times 8. That's 4 times 2. Then we divide both sides by 8. We are going to have k equals to 3. So our real formula is m equals to 3n squared times root q. Now we are given more, and the question says find m. That is a real question. Find m. So let's divide this end. Find m when n is equals to 5 and q is equals to 9. So now we want to find m equals to, this is it, 3. We are given n to be 5 raised to power 2. Square root of q is 9 here. Then we have m equals to 3 times 25 times 3. Square root of 9 is 3. So we have m equals to 9 times 25. So m equals to 225. Our final answer is D. Thank you.